What's good? For those of you who don't know, I'm AeroStyles and this is AeroChronicles. You see, I'm not your average college student. Oh, yeah, that's my dog. But, yeah, I'm not your average college student. I'm an event planner, clothing designer, entrepreneur, alongside being an independent hip-hop artist. I don't know how, but I somewhat work out having a social life in there. You'll see. Hey, what's up, guys? How's your week going? Is it hectic? Hopefully. Stay busy, stay getting money. But, so we got a couple things on the agenda. First off, I want to see what's up with your Halloween. Let me know in the comments what you did for your Halloween, how it was, if it was good or if it was bad time.
Welcome to episode 2. We are just in the dollar store right now, trying to get Brandon here some mix. We got about 3 parties lined up we're going to go see. We're just here at the first party, checking it out, seeing what's up, seeing how it's going. It doesn't look too promising. Wait a sec, 2 more whips just
Yeah, you got it. But this is my boy Nate. There you go. So let me tell you, ask how the party is. Tell me what your opinion.
That's alright.
Alright, so this is another guy at this party. Oh, it went dark. It went dark.
It's going dark. I don't know. Make a
Anyway,
move. Jump!
No, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know how the lights go.
Well, like, anyways.
Alright, so now we're going to the second party here. People are just starting to show up here, but we're just pre-gaming here. We're going to another party.
Yo, cops are coming, bro. Cops are coming. Cops are coming.
Yo, cops are coming.
We're just rolling up to the second party. See how this is. We got about a group of 10. Let's see how this goes. Oh, shit. Let's see how this is. It's alright. This is alright. Let's see what's going on.
Oh, that's so real. Good job.
You took me out.
How you wearing sunscreen right now at a party?
That's sunscreen
You don't get
or white
Scarface.
Oh, look at this guy.
Has to be some part of it.
Bad times. Next up, we're going to see how some strikers are seen. It's been about 2 weeks now. Apparently negotiations are happening, so it's going to be discussed on Monday, or figured out on Monday that we're going to be back in school. But I really want to know what's going on, so I figured out that let's go see some strikers and ask them a couple questions that we all want to know the answers to. Okay, so I just parked here at NC campus. I'm just on my way to speak with actually Martin, apparently the person who's in charge of the pickets over here at NC College, the Welland campus currently. The security for parking actually wasn't that much of a dick. Like, I thought he was gonna be like, you gotta leave, or you gotta pay. Or, no, he said, I just told him I was here for an interview, and the guy's like, yeah, sure, you're perfectly fine. What a nice guy. So as I got told to go park and then come back to talk to Martin, another gentleman has informed me that I need to now go to a church, and it'll be my best bet because they have the most relevant information. Okay, so if this is just gonna be a game of guess who and point the fingers, I'm not down to play. Let's see where this goes. Okay, so actually what ended up happening was I got to the picket fence. The guy I was supposed to talk to told me that I should end up going to a church where they would have the most relevant information. Then when I get to the church that's supposed to have the one dude, Martin, talking to me, or I was supposed to ask him the questions, ended up giving me another guy named Terry. I think it was Terry. But yeah, just watch.
State name for the camera there, and then just...
Yeah, Terry Poirier. I'm the Chief Steward for the Faculty Union Local 242.
Awesome. So just one main question everyone's asking right now, just because from the latest release, was just that classes are going to be extended till December 22nd.
Yep.
What is really your take just on how that's going to affect the students? Is that going to do better for the students to have the classes extended further, or do you think that's going to do more harm because of Christmas vacation and everything?
And I think that it was premature for the college to send out notice before they'd even heard about today. Today we found out that we're being asked to vote on the contract offer that was provided by the council. And the offer that's being put to a vote, there's a timeline that they're suggesting of 2 weeks in order to complete that voting process. If that's the case, then we're looking at a circumstance where the council is essentially forcing students to stay away for another 2 weeks.
Yeah, and that's right on top of the already 2 to 3 weeks we've been out.
So now you've been out for, this is week 4. Week 4, and then add 2 more weeks. And you're looking at a situation where I don't know how the council or the colleges are going to be suggesting how you're going to get a term back when at the end of this 6-week scenario, you're going to be left with how much time, right, to be able to. So even extending December 22nd, even looking at January next year, my suggestion to students and people that are asking, I would be asking the college and I'd be asking the council, how is it you guys can take my money as tuition? How is it that the government can provide them with publicly funded monies and then not deliver on a service that they're saying now they want to push forward for another possible 2-week scenario? It's not fair to students, and it's why we've been here since day one, right, is trying to get a better plan for students and for the classroom.
And yeah, for example, just even then for extending that, there are students, international students a lot too, who are going back and visiting who spent up to about $3,000 just on plane tickets, and they're obviously disgruntled just because we're trusted in the school system to be able to stay on track and be able to keep them there. One big question obviously that's just circling around is what is the exact reason for the strike itself?
So, I mean, when we started this, right, and it was really about the 3 big pieces for us was stability in the system through what we said complement language, right? So trying to make sure there was faculty that were full-time as well as part-time and having some kind of a ratio. We talked about the academic freedom because I don't think that somebody who doesn't have a background in social service work, for example, should be dictating how that class is taught.
Exactly.
And then we talked about precarious work for part-timers and for folks that have absolutely no idea whether they're going to be getting a contract from one term to the next. So that still holds today, and that's why people have increased on our lines, because they recognize that until we get a stable system, the students that are earning their credentials are going to be at risk, and the risk is now tenfold because the council has basically said to you as students, we've taken your money, but now we forced a situation where you're going to be out even longer.
Yeah.
And that to me is not fair. And this has been about the justice surrounding our college system, trying to make a stable system. We want to be back in the classroom just as much as I think students want us back in the classroom. But in order for that to happen, there actually had to be bargaining. There actually had to be something that was back and forth. That didn't happen.
And then, for example, just a lot of students are obviously disgruntled with it. One thing a lot of students that I find are asking each other too is, does the faculty feel that the strike is going to be more beneficiary for the students in the long run, or do you feel that, you know what I mean? Because a lot of students do feel that it is hurting them and affecting them in a lot of negative way. Obviously, there's no way against that. I just mean, do you personally feel that what the teachers and the faculty are doing now is going to help students for this semester, next semester, or the new students who are coming in 2 years from now?
And that's just it. So a combination of all of the above, because the reality for me is I'm a father as well. My daughter's going into the college system, and Niagara College is one of her applied colleges that she's put her application into. What we're trying to do is create stability not just for the current students, but it's going to be for the generations to come. Because if the council and the colleges end up creating a system that they envision, I don't know that it's going to do anybody good. And the problem is, unless somebody takes a stand, when is it ever going to change?
Yeah, no. Exactly.
And that's the hardship that we're all feeling. And all of us who are faculty who believe strongly in our students understand that this is a huge hardship for students, and we really do feel for you. But at the same time, we want you all to know that the reason we're doing this is ultimately for you. But the reason we're doing this is ultimately for you, and to bring back to a system something that's been broken for the last 4 years. We want to fix it. In order to do that, we're going to have to be patient through this process, but in the end, we're hopeful and strong.
Oh, okay. This died on me, so I just
That's okay.
Can I continue with this?
Yeah.
Hopefully that footage is still saved.
It's all good.
But so initially what you're saying is that, sorry, I lost my train of thought there. You feel that this method of what's going on and how the teachers and faculty is going about is what is the best solution, or how to reach the best solution?
Yes, right now, the system that we have is one that provides me the right to be able to picket, but it also provides you the right to be able to go back to the college, right, and say essentially, like, how is it I'm paying you for this, right? How is it that I'm paying for this tuition? And you guys aren't working towards getting my faculty back in the classroom. That's essentially what we found out from this past few days, is that there was no good faith on their part to actually get to a finalized achievable deal that would get us back in the classroom.
Right.
That says a lot to me. Essentially what they want to do is just railroad their own agenda. Everybody kind of stands in the face of some of those injustices. That's our role right now. That's what a lot of faculty feel strongly about, is making sure that we get a system that works for all.
So recently it also has been, it surfaced that like through the last previous weekend, they weren't at the negotiation table at all.
So this past weekend, they started as early as Thursday. And on Thursday, they both met at the table. The council had requested to have a 9:30 meet, then they delayed till 11, and then what they did is they went into what's called a media blackout. So then at the media blackout scenario, both sides agreed to the media blackout, which then was the hope that there was going to be some strong bargaining back and forth. And essentially, from the media blackout being lifted, we found out that they were so close. But at the same time, the council was determined in the end to not finish off the bargaining process and want to force the vote to the faculty. So essentially, it's eliminating that bargaining process and bringing us right back to where we could have been September 15th, right? Before this even started, they could have brought that vote to us and said, here you go. What they did is they saved their system millions of dollars by not paying us. What are they going to do with those millions of dollars? I guess that's what we'll find out in the end.
A lot of students are circulating that they should use that money to pay back whatever tickets have been, whatever.
Absolutely.
And they feel like there's been a lot of circulation, a lot of negativity towards it, obviously.
What I'm here for is stability in the system, and to get you guys back in the classroom, to a classroom that actually makes industry sense. And when I say industry sense, it means you're going to have the best people in front of you.
Someone who actually knows what they're talking about.
Absolutely. And have the ability to be able to tell you what the industry needs, right? And make decisions based on that delivery. That's what we've been doing since week one. Chances are we're going to be here until this is over and we get the deal that we need for you guys to get the best that you deserve and that you're actually, quite frankly, paying for.
It also is being circulated, sorry, I just remembered this one really quickly, is that a lot of people are worried that the fact that it might even extend to the end of the semester.
Right.
If that does happen, although it's never happened in the NC history of college strikes at all, would it just be like a total restart of our semester, or would they try and squeeze everything down into half of one semester, turn one semester into two halves?
It would be at the beginning of what is unprecedented, right? So this is unprecedented. They have, right? In that circumstance, I wouldn't even know how to answer because it's never happened before.
Yeah.
People are going to point back to the other lengthy strike, which would have been York University, right? And they were able to salvage the year for those students. Whatever their design is going to be, just know that it's going to be done with us, not against us. So we would make sure that it made sense to all those students that are in the classroom, because ultimately the last thing I want a student to do is cram a bunch of information that they're never going to be able to retain and use in their industry. Why would I do that?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then, so as far as from this conversation, I can personally state that as far as I see from the faculty, they're doing this for the students as well, also to help to benefit, make sure everyone has a benefit in the long run as well, and not get the crap end of the stick, if you will. I gotta watch my language. But is it safe to say that the faculty care about the students, but the actual board who are negotiating just doesn't really care right now?
The perspective that I think I received from this weekend is that they don't value if you want to call yourselves customers, I guess you could. They're not valuing their customers whatsoever, and they don't actually believe in anything that the customers have been saying to them, because at the same time that they're going through this process of forcing us to vote on a deal, they're holding you in the balance, you the students in the balance. That doesn't show any degree of respect that I can see, but that's just me.
All right. No, that's honestly that's everything I have for today.
Okay.
I want to say thank you for your time. It was very informative, very very helpful. Okay, so I just finished up with Terry. I think his name was Terry. But from what I get from that interview is that I feel like they're trying to blame it on the board, and then the board's going to try and blame it on them. I can totally understand where he's coming from with saying this is better in the long run. What I can't get behind is just the fact that they had to do it 2 months into a new semester. I can't understand it fully. I'm AeroStyles, and I'm signing out. I'm gonna get a beer. Let me know what you guys think. Either comment down below or hit up my Facebook page there. I'll leave my artist link down in the description. Aries is just trying to say what up. But he wants attention. But yeah, comment what you think. Let me know either good or bad. I want to hear it. Even then, I might be going back again, depending how much longer the strike is, just to ask more questions. So if you give me some fire questions to give them, I'll ask and get the replies. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for the next episode coming out. It'll be next week. And also check out my new freestyle I did over Childish Gambino's Freaks and Geeks. Real quick too, I do want to say thank you to Terry and thank you to everyone from the picket or whatever that did cooperate with me, just asking questions and all that fun stuff. It's your boy Aero signing out. Don't forget, new merch coming soon.
Without action is merely a dream. It's the action, it's the grind, it's the hustle, it's the persistence. In the car while roaming around, all my thoughts been roaming around. Where I come from like a hole in the ground, feeling me still holding it down. Every car pass by with the music